Have you ever dreamed of exploring the magic of Italy? Picture this: stunning ancient ruins, Renaissance art, delicious pasta, breathtaking landscapes. Now picture doing it all with a curious 6-year-old and a 6-month-old baby in tow. Planning a trip to Italy might sound overwhelming, but guess what? We did it, and it was absolutely worth it. We started in the enchanting canals of Venice, soaked up the art in Florence, road trip through the gorgeous Tuscan countryside, hitting charming villages like San Gimignano, Volterra and Siena, snapped that customary photo in Pisa, and finally stepped back in time in the eternal city of Rome. But this isn't just a highlight reel. In this video, we'll take you through our exact itinerary, what worked for us, what we did differently, and how we got around, from trains between cities to renting a car for Tuscany. Plus, there is a detailed chapter at the end of the video with answers to commonly asked questions. So whether you are planning your family adventure or want to see what Italy looks like, you are in the right place. So grab a gelato, settle in, and join our family adventure through Italy. Let's get started. Before Italy, our trip actually began in Switzerland. We flew from Seattle to Zurich and explored the Swiss Alps, saw the majestic Jungfrau, the charming streets of Lucerne, and the thunderous Rhine Falls. And yes, we dunked warm bread into that famous Swiss cheese fondue, and it did not disappoint. Let me know in the comments if you would like to see a separate video on Switzerland. From Zurich, we flew into Venice on Swiss Air, a short, scenic flight. We spent 2 full days soaking in the charm of Venice. From gondola rides to exploring quiet alleyways, the city felt like something straight out of a storybook. When it comes to attractions, the famous gondola rides, you just have to be on one to experience them. Our gondola ride was a highlight, peaceful, scenic, and surprisingly calming for the kids. And there are a couple of spots where you can begin your ride: San Marco and the Rialto Bridge. San Marco is more scenic with views of the Grand Canal, but also more crowded and slightly more expensive due to its popularity. Rialto Bridge offers quieter, more intimate routes through the smaller canals. Great if you want that peaceful, postcard-perfect vibe. Now, other than the gondola rides, Venice has a lot to offer. But when you are traveling with kids, it helps to know what's easy and what might be a challenge. So here's a quick breakdown of some of the top spots we visited, rated by how manageable they are with little ones. Piazza San Marco. Easy. Open, spacious, with lots of room for kids to move around. Great for photos and a relaxed break. St. Mark's Basilica. Moderate. It's stunning inside, but it has a bit of waiting and some stairs. Best to avoid peak hours or book skip-the-line tickets. Rialto Bridge. Moderate. Iconic, always packed. San Giorgio Maggiore. Easy. Take a short Vaporetto ride across the canal to this quiet island. The church is peaceful and the bell tower offers one of the best panoramic views of Venice. Grand Canal Vaporetto water bus. Easy. Sit by the window, enjoy the breeze, and let Venice pass by without the footwork. Now, of course, like other visitors, we didn't see everything, but that's a trade-off when you are traveling with kids. You have to pace yourself, pick your must-visit spots, and of course, enjoy the vacation, not make it overwhelmingly tiring. Coming to shopping. If you're planning to splurge on a luxury bag, Venice might be the place to do it. And the best part, you can get some money back through Italy's VAT refund system. Let me tell you how. VAT, or value added tax, is already included in the retail price. As a non-EU tourist, you are eligible for a refund on qualified purchases from shops that participate in the tax-free shopping program. Ask for a VAT refund form at the store when you make a qualifying purchase. Bring your passport, it may be needed. Keep all original receipts and forms. At your final EU departure port, before checking your bags, head to the customs counter with your purchases and documents to get the forms stamped. Then, visit the tax refund counter like Global Blue or Planet, or use the kiosk if available to submit the form and choose your refund method. Make sure your luxury purchases are in your carry-on or at least accessible. You might be asked to show them during customs validation. Arrive early at the airport. The process can take time, especially during peak hours.
I never said thank you.
And you'll never have to.
So in Venice, you will find big names like Gucci, Prada, Louis Vuitton around Piazza San Marco and along Salizada San Moise, Venice's luxury shopping lane. Venice also has amazing handmade mask shops, Murano glass souvenirs and leather goods, great keepsakes for kids or family gifts back home. Now you can spend your time in gondolas, visiting prime tourist spots, or you can experience Venice by wandering. We spent hours just walking, turning down narrow lanes, crossing countless bridges, and soaking in the atmosphere. Getting lost here often leads to the most charming discoveries. When it comes to food, we love trying the local cicchetti. They are like Venetian tapas, perfect for a quick, delicious taste of local flavor. Naturally, pasta and gelato were also staples on our daily menu. One stop we highly recommend is Cafe Florian. If you are near Piazza San Marco, and you will be, make sure to visit Cafe Florian, one of the oldest cafes in Europe, dating all the way back to 1720. With ornate interiors, live classical music, and waiters in traditional attire, it's not just a cafe, it's an experience. After 2 amazing days of canals, bridges, and unforgettable sights, our time in Venice was up. We spent the morning exploring a bit of Venice, clicked pictures and drank Italian coffee canal side before making our way to the central train station, Venezia Santa Lucia, which is right on the Grand Canal, and boarded a direct, high-speed train to our next stop, the heart of Tuscany, Florence. Honestly, it was one of the smoothest journeys of our trip. Comfortable seats, amazing scenery, and enough space for the kids to relax and recharge. Book seats in advance on Trenitalia or Italo. First-class tickets is sometimes just a few euros more and gives extra space for bags and strollers. We reached Florence and took a short walk from the train station to our Airbnb. A lot of tourist attractions are within walking distance from the train station, so it's actually advisable to find some accommodation closer to the train station. That first evening was low-key. We checked in, found a nearby spot for a simple, delicious Tuscan dinner, and just let ourselves unwind and settle into the city. The following day, our Florence adventure began, and it started with the Florence Cathedral, also known as Duomo. Book your tickets for the Duomo climb and honestly for the most prominent attractions in Italy well in advance. Time slots sell out fast, especially for climbing the dome, and trust me, you don't want to miss out. The climb is about 463 steps, no elevator, and it's narrow in parts, but the views from the top are nothing short of majestic. Those panoramic views of Florence with a sea of red tile roofs and the Tuscan hills in the distance, absolutely majestic and worth every bit of effort. After catching our breath, we visited the Basilica of Santa Maria Novella, peaceful, ornate, and far less crowded than the Duomo. We also stopped by Basilica di San Lorenzo, which has a beautiful serene courtyard. And of course, Florence is also known for fashion. We did a little luxury shopping at Gucci and then capped it off with some of the best gelato at Vinci, creamy, rich, and kid-approved. Our second full day was dedicated to art and iconic views. We started at the world-renowned Uffizi Gallery, home to masterpieces by Botticelli, Michelangelo, and Da Vinci. It's overwhelming in the best way possible, filled with Renaissance masterpieces you have only seen in books. Next, we strolled across the Ponte Vecchio, Florence's famous old bridge, lined with glittering jewelry shops packed onto its sides. It's bustling and unique, offering lovely views along the river. For the afternoon, we headed up to Piazza Michelangelo. This viewpoint offers a breathtaking, postcard-perfect panorama of Florence. Seeing the entire city spread out below you is simply unforgettable. Our final stop of the day was the Accademia Gallery, where we saw Michelangelo's David up close. Pictures don't do it justice. It truly takes your breath away. Our recommendation would be to visit in the evening for fewer crowds and a calmer atmosphere, a great way to wind down the day. Absolutely brimming with art, history, incredible views, and countless steps climbed, we headed back to our Airbnb for a final night in Florence. We needed our rest because the following day marked a shift in our Italian adventure. Bright and early the following day, we shifted gears. We picked up our rental car right in Florence to make our way to explore the legendary rolling hills and hilltop towns of Tuscany. Florence has several rental car pickup points near the city center. Book early for automatic cars and make sure you're comfortable with narrow roads and a few sharp turns once you're out into the countryside. Our first destination was the stunning hilltop town of San Gimignano. You can see its famous medieval towers from miles away. We parked outside the walls and spent a wonderful few hours just wandering through its ancient streets, soaking up the incredible atmosphere. We found a lovely spot for lunch, enjoying some local Tuscan specialties. But the real mission in San Gimignano was to visit the world-famous Gelateria Dondoli. And oh my goodness, the gelato was phenomenal. Definitely a must-do. Full of gelato and history, we hopped back in the car and made the drive south to Siena, another Tuscan gem. We arrived in the evening and made our way to the heart of the city, the magnificent Piazza del Campo. This unique, shell-shaped main square is truly spectacular, especially as the evening atmosphere settles in. We spent some time just soaking it all in before finding a fantastic spot for dinner right there, overlooking the piazza. Enjoying a wonderful meal with that historic view was the perfect way to experience Siena. The next morning's drive took us from Siena towards Pisa with a planned stop in Volterra. The journey itself was beautiful, winding through classic Tuscan landscapes. Our midday stop was Volterra, another incredible hilltop town steeped in Roman history. The weather on the hilltops was quite misty and atmospheric that day, and honestly, it reminded us a bit of the cozy rainy days back home in Seattle. We spent our time just strolling through its ancient streets, admiring the views, soaking up the feel of the place, and of course, having lunch. From Volterra, we drove on towards Pisa, just in time for our evening slot to climb the Leaning Tower. Seeing the Leaning Tower is amazing anytime, but experiencing it at night is truly special. The way the tower and the whole piazza are illuminated gives them this magical warm hue. It was a perfect, slightly surreal highlight to cap off our Tuscan driving adventure. Tired but exhilarated with memories of charming hilltop towns and that iconic tower, we headed back to our hotel for a well-deserved rest. Now before we landed in Rome for our grand finale, we took a rather interesting detour by flying north to Stockholm, Sweden for the weekend to visit family. It was a fun little pause in our Italian journey, full of love, laughter and chilly Scandinavian vibes. From there, we flew straight into Rome, ready to dive into the eternal city. There's an undeniable energy here, where millennia of history meet vibrant street life around every corner. We had 2 full action-packed days to try and see the highlights. Day 1 was a deep dive into ancient Rome. We started at the Colosseum, truly mind-blowing to stand inside and imagine its history. We explored the sprawling ruins of the Roman Forum, walked under the incredible dome of the Pantheon, made sure to toss a coin in the Trevi fountain, and soaked up the lively atmosphere and stunning Bernini fountains in Piazza Navona. It was a lot of walking and navigating crowds, but it was absolutely worth it. Our second day took us across the river to Vatican City. We were awestruck by the sheer scale and beauty of St. Peter's Basilica and the surrounding square. Then it was time for the Vatican museums. The art collection is vast, leading ultimately to the Sistine Chapel. No filming is allowed inside, but standing beneath Michelangelo's masterpieces, well, it's a moment that stays with you. There is a lot of walking with a lot of stairs and alleys, so plan accordingly. After emerging from the Vatican, we finished our Rome exploration with a visit to the imposing Castel Sant'Angelo, the ancient cylindrical fortress guarding the Tiber River, offering fantastic views back towards St. Peter's. And just like that, our 2 whirlwind days in Rome marked the end of our incredible Italian family adventure. Before we end the video, here are answers to some frequently asked questions. The best time to visit Italy. We traveled in the last 2 weeks of October and honestly it was perfect. Fewer crowds at major attractions compared to summer, mild weather, not too hot, not too cold, shorter wait times and overall a more relaxed vibe. Recommended months to visit are late April to early June and mid-September to late October, ideal for family travel. Do pack a light rain jacket though. Places like Venice can get little rainy and weather in the hilltop towns can change quickly. But overall, October gave us the perfect balance of beauty and breathing room. Airbnb or hotels? For us, traveling as a family with 2 kids, the answer was easy. Airbnb all the way. More space, kitchen access, laundry facilities, homely feel and location flexibility. Do other countries in Europe also offer VAT refunds? Yes, Italy is not the only country in Europe that offers VAT refund. In fact, it's an all-EU offering. Check out the official link in the description below for more information. Apart from these, if you have any questions, drop a comment below. From the canals of Venice to the rooftops of Florence, the rolling hills of Tuscany to the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and ultimately to the ancient wonders of Rome. This trip was more than just a vacation. It was an experience, a challenge, and a memory we'll never forget, especially doing it with 2 kids and a lot of energy. If you found this video helpful, we would be so grateful if you could give it a thumbs up. And of course, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on our future family travel adventures. Thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, happy travels. Ciao.